FBI Director Kash Patel sat before the House Foreign Affairs Committee with a binder. Not a briefing book, a burn book. Pre-written personal attacks on the lawmakers questioning him. Congressman Gregory Meeks asked a straightforward question about redacted names in classified intelligence files. Patel didn't answer. He opened the binder and attacked Meeks's credentials instead. But Meeks had documents Patel didn't know about. A whistleblower from inside the FBI. Emails showing Patel personally ordered the redaction of specific names from counterintelligence reports. Names flagged by career analysts as national security threats. Meeks asked 5 times, "Did you redact these names to protect associates of the president?" Patel refused 5 times. Then Meeks held up the printout, a screenshot from Patel's own computer showing he'd been tracking which documents Meeks had accessed in the classified database. The FBI was surveilling Congress, and Patel's binder proved he'd been preparing for this confrontation for weeks. March 18, 2026. House Foreign Affairs Committee Oversight Hearing. The session was scheduled to cover routine intelligence briefing procedures and counterterrorism coordination. Standard oversight, the kind where directors provide carefully scripted answers and lawmakers check boxes. But Congressman Gregory Meeks had other plans. Meeks, ranking member of the committee, had spent 3 weeks reviewing classified intelligence files in a secure facility. Not summaries, the actual files. Counterintelligence reports from 2024 and 2025 documenting foreign contacts by individuals connected to political campaigns and transition teams. What he found was a pattern. Dozens of names had been redacted from final reports, names that appeared in earlier drafts reviewed by career analysts. The redactions weren't protecting sources or methods, they were protecting people. And according to a whistleblower who'd contacted Meeks's office, FBI Director Kash Patel had personally ordered many of those redactions. Patel arrived at 10:15 a.m. with 4 aides and 2 attorneys. He carried a thick black binder, leather-bound, organized with colored tabs. His posture was confident he'd done this before. But the binder wasn't filled with intelligence briefings or operational summaries. It was filled with personal attacks. The first hour proceeded normally. Republican committee members praised Patel's leadership, cited arrest statistics, commended his restructuring of counterintelligence divisions. Patel provided polished answers, measured, professional, revealing nothing. Then Meeks took the microphone. "Director Patel, I want to ask you about redactions in counterintelligence reports." Patel nodded. "Congressman, redactions are a standard part of protecting classified sources and methods." "I'm not asking about standard redactions," Meeks interrupted. "I'm asking about specific names that were removed from final reports after being flagged by career analysts as potential security concerns." Patel's expression didn't change, but his right hand moved slightly, reaching for the binder. "I'd need to see the specific reports you're referencing." Meeks pulled out a document. "Let me show you one. This is a counterintelligence assessment dated November 2024. It documents contacts between foreign intelligence operatives and members of a presidential transition team." He held it up so the cameras could see the classification markings. In the draft version reviewed by career analysts, 12 names are identified as persons of concern, requiring further investigation. In the final version released to congressional oversight, all 12 names are redacted. He set the document on the table. "Director Patel, did you personally authorize those redactions?" Patel opened his binder, not to the intelligence section, to a tab marked with Meeks' name. "Congressman Meeks," Patel began, reading from the page, "you've been in Congress for 24 years. You've served on this committee for most of that time, and yet your legislative accomplishments are remarkably thin. You've sponsored 342 bills. Exactly 3 became law." The room went silent. Meeks stared at him. "Director, I asked you a question about redactions." "I'm providing context," Patel continued, still reading from the binder. "You've been accused of ethics violations. You've been investigated for your relationship with foreign nationals. Your credibility on matters of national security is questionable at best." Meeks's voice hardened. "Director Patel, that is not an answer to my question. That's a personal attack. Did you or did you not authorize the redaction of 12 names from that counterintelligence report?" Patel closed the binder. "I'm not going to discuss specific operational decisions in an open setting." "Then let's discuss it in a closed setting," Meeks said, "because I have more documents, and they all show the same pattern." He pulled out 3 more reports, laying them side by side. December 2024, 8 names redacted from a report on undisclosed foreign financial relationships. January 2025, 6 names redacted from a report on coordination with overseas intelligence services. February 2025, 14 names redacted from a report on potential FARA violations. Meeks looked at Patel. "That's 40 names, Director. 40 individuals flagged by your own analysts as requiring investigation, all removed from final reports. Who were you protecting?" Patel's jaw tightened. "Those redaction decisions were made in accordance with classification protocols." "Which protocols?" Meeks interrupted. "Because I've reviewed the classification guidelines. Protecting sources and methods doesn't mean protecting suspects." He pulled out another document, this one marked with FBI letterhead. "This is an internal memo from your Chief Intelligence Officer dated January 15th, 2025. It states, and I quote, "Redactions of subject names in CI reports should only occur when disclosure would compromise ongoing operations or endanger personnel. Redactions to protect politically sensitive individuals are not authorized under current policy." Meeks set it down. "Director, your own policy says you can't redact names just because they're politically sensitive. So why did you?" Patel opened the binder again. Another tab. Another attack. "Congressman, you accepted campaign donations from individuals with ties to foreign governments." "Director," Meeks's voice rose, "you're not answering the question. You're reading prepared attacks from a binder. The American people can see what you're doing." He gestured to the leather-bound book. "What else is in that binder, Director? Do you have a page for every member of this committee? Did you prepare personal attacks instead of preparing answers?" Patel didn't respond. Meeks continued. "Let me ask you something simpler. Did you personally order the redaction of any names from counterintelligence reports in the past 6 months?" Silence. "Director Patel, yes or no, did you personally order redactions?" Patel's attorney leaned forward to whisper. Patel shook his head slightly. "I oversee a large organization. Redaction decisions are made at multiple levels." "That's not what my source says," Meeks interrupted. He pulled out an email, printed, highlighted, authenticated. "This is an email from you to your deputy director, dated February 3rd, 2025. Subject line, urgent, report modifications required." You write, "The attached CI assessment contains names that cannot be included in the congressional briefing version. Ensure all individuals listed in Section 4B are redacted before final release." Meeks held it up for the cameras. "Section 4B, Director. That's the section listing individuals connected to the President's associates. You ordered those names removed. Why?" Patel's face had gone pale. "That email is classified." "It was," Meeks said. "A whistleblower from your own agency provided it to this committee through proper legal channels. It's been declassified for this hearing." He set it on the table next to the other documents. "So I'll ask again. Why did you order the redaction of names in Section 4B? Patel looked at his attorneys. Both had the same expression. There was no good answer. Those individuals were not the focus of the investigation. "Then why were they in the report?" Meeks asked. "Your own analysts included them. Your own intelligence officers flagged them. But you removed them before Congress could see them." He leaned forward. "Director Patel, were you protecting people connected to President Trump?" Patel's hand moved to the binder again, but this time he didn't open it. He just rested his palm on the cover. I was protecting the integrity of ongoing investigations. What ongoing investigations? Meeks interrupted. You've testified multiple times that there are no active counterintelligence probes related to the transition period. So what were you protecting? No answer. Meeks pulled out one more document. This one made Patel's entire posture change. Director, this is a screenshot. It was taken by a photographer during your testimony before the Senate Intelligence Committee 2 weeks ago. He held it up. The image showed a page from Patel's binder, visible when he'd opened it to reference something. The page was titled, Meeks, Gregory, Search History. Director Patel, this page lists every classified document I accessed in the FBI database over the past 3 months. It includes timestamps. It includes which specific files I viewed. Meeks's voice was ice cold now. You've been tracking my research. The FBI has been surveilling a member of Congress who's conducting oversight of the FBI. Do you understand how that violates separation of powers? The room erupted. Committee members from both parties leaned forward. Cameras zoomed in on the screenshot. Patel tried to respond. Congressman, access logs are maintained for security purposes. Access logs are one thing, Meeks said. Compiling my search history into a binder you bring to hearings is something else entirely. That's surveillance. That's intimidation. He pointed to the binder. What else is in there, Director? Do you have search histories for every member of this committee? Every senator who's questioned you? Every lawmaker who's tried to hold you accountable? Patel's attorney stood. Mr. Chairman, this line of questioning— Sit down, the committee chairman said. The director can answer or invoke privilege. The attorney sat. Meeks wasn't finished. Director Patel, I'm going to tell you what I think happened. I think you were ordered to protect certain names from appearing in congressional oversight reports. I think you complied by personally ordering redactions. I think when Congress started asking questions, you began tracking which documents we were looking at so you could prepare attacks instead of answers. He gestured to the burn book. That binder isn't intelligence briefing material. That's opposition research on the people who oversee you. And that, Director, is an abuse of power. Patel sat motionless. Meeks gathered his documents. I'm submitting all of these materials into the congressional record. The emails showing you ordered redactions. The internal memo showing those redactions violated FBI policy. The screenshot showing you've been tracking my searches. And I'm formally requesting that the Inspector General investigate whether you've been using FBI resources to conduct surveillance on members of Congress. He looked directly at Patel. You came here with a binder full of personal attacks. I came here with evidence. The American people can decide which one matters more. Within hours, #TheBurnBook was trending. The screenshot of Meeks' search history circulating, the email ordering redactions, the 40 redacted names. Patel had tried to turn the hearing into a political fight. Meeks had turned it into a documented case of abuse of power. Sometimes the evidence speaks louder than the insults. And when the FBI director brings a burn book to a hearing, it's because he doesn't have answers.